Chris, thank you very much for your time today, talking to the Cranfield Camp Best Practice Club. We appreciate your time. So wondering if you could just give us your reflections on why you see drawing coaching skills from the world of sports into sales is so valuable.
I think the main reason that using the world of sport and the work that coaches do as a reference point for developing coaching excellence in sales is so useful is because in the world of sport, the coaches, that's their full-time job. It's what they do every single day. They are there to help people get better at what they do. Their divine right is to work with the athletes to see how much better they can get them at the fundamentals, to get them as prepared as possible to go into a very competitive environment to deliver consistently to the best of their ability. The world of sales is very similar. High pressure, really important that people are able to hit a consistently high level, accessing the top ends of their performance so that the results are more likely to follow. So from a coaching point of view, if we understand the skills that coaches use in sport, anything we can do to translate the philosophy, the skills, the approach, the mindset for the sales world, it's going to help result in increased performance and therefore greater control over results. I think for a sales director, the main things that they could probably learn from the world of sport and the coaches would be that there's a daily governing thought for the sports coach, which is by the end of the day I want to help my performers become better at what they do. So I think a sales director can regularly ask that question of themselves: what have I done today to help the people who I work with to become better at what they do? Just having that as a reference point, as a question, becomes a really useful check, and it's very much driven upon the development of the individual rather than a focus on the results that they're driving. So that's a shift in focus. Let's be input focused rather than output obsessed. I also think the other main thing that we would look to learn from the world of sport and recommend for sales would be, let's not assume that the fundamentals are as good as they possibly could be. The world of sport is obsessed with getting the fundamentals to the highest possible level. Just because someone's world class, they don't assume in sport that they need to stop practicing these fundamentals. So the sales director, what are some of the fundamental skills that you assume people should be good at, but don't have the assumption, work with them to keep setting ever higher standards in those core skills and competencies. And I think the last bit would be to get people to really understand their strengths as a performer and challenge them to improve on those strengths rather than relying on them and perhaps having a bit of a winging it approach. Because I'm strong at these things, the sales director can challenge people to think about how much better those strengths can be to really find out how good those performers can be when they fulfill potential. So that strength approach is a really important one too. I think key reflection on Cranfield Camp Best Practice Club, that having sat in a couple of times now, is that it's a massive willingness to learn, and that the culture around the meetings really creates that desire to share and learn from each other. But it's that willingness to be open to actually gain information back, and you can really see people being willing to share stuff because they know that they're going to learn from other people's experiences. So that opportunity to kind of really learn from similar challenges, but from different sectors, different businesses that might have different business challenges. You really see people starting to understand that, yeah, there's some other people in the same boat as me, and I can really sort of benefit from just knowing it's not me who's just feeling like that. But also you get to see the opportunity to understand there's some different approaches, and may well be able to go away from each session with some new ideas as to how personal performance might be improved.